Love and light, everyone. My name is Piaget, and welcome to the Cleareview. Episodes come out each and every Friday. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. The handles will be somewhere on the screen. This is the Clearview, where everything starts and ends with you.
If you would like to advertise your business or your platform, be sure to email us at theclearview242@gmail.com.
Love and light, everyone. Welcome back to the Clearview, where everything starts and ends with you. I am your host and creator, Piaget, and I have a very special guest with me today. She's going to introduce herself.
Hey everyone, I'm Myra. You may know me as Myras Journey on Instagram. This is me live and in the flesh with my girl Piaget, and we are just gonna get it popping for y'all today.
It's going to be a fun topic. It's going to be a fun show. Myra does not know everything we were talking about today. She knows some details. She doesn't know everything. So I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself, talk about your platforms, talk about your businesses, talk about your upcoming ventures, any projects going on. Tell people everything. Let us know everything.
Okay, so like I said, I am Myras Journey. Myras Journey on Instagram, myrasjourney.xo on Instagram. You may know me. I have a small business where I sell lashes and cosmetics at Rouge Room on Instagram. Scripts by Sade on Instagram, and it's the holiday season, so we're getting ready to do our ornaments. And then I also have my newest venture, Sculpt and Slay, also on Instagram, my new athletic wear, my baby that is near and dear to me.
Now, Myra, that's a lot of things. You have a lot of stuff going
I
on.
like to do a lot.
Well, that's good.
I don't like to be complacent, you know.
You like to be busy.
And I am passionate about a lot of things. That's something I love and hate about myself, because I can never just settle, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I like to do a lot.
Before we get into our topic. So, Myra, you have a lot going on. You have a lot of things you just listed off. So, how about you walk us through all of your businesses?
Okay, so Rouge Room, that is my first baby. That was started back in 2014.
I think I remember when you launched that.
Yeah, I launched that in 2014 with a former friend of mine. We started that. It was just a way to make some quick money.
So Rouge Room is basically just makeup.
I was in college. Makeup was the new craze. So I started that, and every time, it's like that business follows me. Every time I try to stop, or I'd be like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna do nothing with this. Somebody will message me and be like, hey, you have this, or hey, you have that, and I'm just like, okay. I just see this Rouge is gonna follow me for life. So
that's the first baby.
Yeah, it just stuck with me.
Yeah.
So that's my first baby. And then I've always been someone with like a neat handwriting. I take pride in writing stuff.
Listen, the first time I don't know if that was last year or a year before last. How long ago did you start?
Rouge Room?
No, not Rouge Room, with the handwriting.
I've always been
okay.
doing it.
When I saw you, I think you posted it maybe last Christmas when you was doing some of the bells and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought like that was bought. I thought you bought it like that. When I think I asked you like you did this, and you was like, yeah, but girl, I was just gonna write like that in school.
Like my teachers in high school used to ask me to like head up their boards at the beginning of the week.
So that was always something that you was just always something to do it. Yeah.
And like people would reach out to me to write like at wedding invitations and stuff like that. So I'm just like, you know what? I can make money.
I can make a couple of coins off.
So I think it was Christmas before last. I'm just like, let me try something. So randomly, I just got like a metallic pen and an ornament, and I wrote a name on it. And I'm like, let me post it on Instagram, and the response was so good.
So
that
cute,
just took off. And then Sculpt and Slay, my latest baby, fitness, athletic wear, near and dear to me. But I always wanted to do something in the field, but I never wanted to be a trainer or like give people no.
Yeah, you didn't want to get too involved, but you wanted to be a part of it.
I wanted to be something that was near and dear to me. So I'm like, let me just sell some fitness clothes. And that has been doing really good too, even though it's just a new. That's my new one.
And this one was launched in this year, right?
Yeah, it was launched maybe 2 months ago.
Okay, all
yeah.
right.
So that's my baby.
So you launched your business during the pandemic?
I did.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what's the next one?
What's that?
What's the next business? Oh, that was everything.
I think that's everything. Rouge, sculpt, and then scripts.
That's a lot still.
And then my YouTube.
Right.
That's
YouTube
my main
channel.
YouTube.
Right. Tell everyone where they can find you before we move along, just so they can know where they can find Rouge Room, Sculpted, and what? Sorry, I don't remember the name of the Scripts, exactly.
Okay, so Myra Journey, that's my YouTube. At Rouge Room is Rouge Room Cosmetics. At Sculpt and Slay is Sculpt and Slay on Instagram. Rouge Room also on Instagram, and at Scripts by Sade also on Instagram, and those are all mine.
And all of those are active right now.
And all of those are active.
So someone message you right now to get a response.
Right now, y'all
okay.
get a response. I have everything.
That's really good. That's really good, Myra.
Thank you.
Okay, great. So, like I told you earlier, when I started the whole planning of the show with the Cleareview, you were one of the people on my list I wanted to get on the show.
I am so honored.
Thank you, and I'm so happy that it wasn't even a hassle. What I asked, are you always this sweet? I was like, are you always this sweet?
I am. This is me, 24/7.
Because you made it so easy, and I guess it's because it's something you want to do because
it's
the
something I
direction you're
want
walking
to do,
into
and
now.
I am, to be honest, I know people like to brag and boast on themselves, but I am like the most chill person
You
would
really are.
ever want to meet.
Yeah.
Like, I can mesh under any circumstances. That's just me. I
Yeah.
don't like a hard time, so I don't like to give people a hard time. So
And
that's just me.
today was our first time actually hanging around each other. We've been following each other.
And
Yes,
it's my good sis,
and it's my
y'all.
sis for true. This is my sis
She
for
is
true.
so sweet.
It's amazing how you can build these bonds and connections with persons through like social media and
Right.
it actually be real. These people who support you. I didn't know Myra for a kind of pain, but you always supported my businesses. You always was just very genuine and to experience that same thing.
I can feel good energy.
Yeah.
You can feel good.
Yeah, you feel it. You know when it's
Once you're in tune with yourself, you could feel good energy.
definitely, yeah. So I can honestly say, when you came here today, that's all it was. It wasn't nothing. So
It was just confirmation to what I already knew.
Yes.
I already knew that you were a sweet person.
Yes.
You were very personable.
Yeah.
But today was just confirmation.
And I feel the same way about you because it was like the minute you walk through the door, like you just know, like good energy.
The air was very light.
Very light,
It didn't
very,
feel
you
heavy,
know,
you
yes.
know? Yeah.
Good energy and good vibes. So thank you once again for
And
being
thank
here,
you for
Myra.
having me.
Yes. So today, guys, so like I said, Myra doesn't know too much about what we're talking about
She's
today.
surprising me, y'all.
Yes,
I
but
am scared.
no, she got this though.
I'm ready. I'm down for whatever.
Yeah, you got this. And I knew I didn't need to tell you too much because I know you got this. But this topic today is a topic that everyone can kind of relate to. Everyone may have experienced at some point before, or may be struggling with. But this topic today, I wanted to bring this one to you, Myra, because I feel like you can drop some real good gems on this one because you have some personal experience with it, and so have I. So today we're talking about a little bit about everything, but in the lines of body image, body shame, stigmas, self-acceptance, and self-improvement. So we're diving into
all heavy topics.
Yeah, we doing
And all very
relevant
topics
and
to
timely.
Yeah,
Yes.
very timely.
Yeah.
Very timely.
Yeah, so this is one I wanted to do as one of the first episodes coming out straight out the gate because we ain't cut no corners. We going straight into it, and I thought you were the perfect person to have this conversation with.
Thank you.
So, first question.
Okay.
So I know you've been very open about your weight loss journey. When did your journey start, and what led you to your journey?
That's a hard question. Cause initially my journey started in 2003.
Oh, really?
Right. So in 2003, my father would have gotten diagnosed with colon cancer.
Oh.
So from then, as a family, our eating habits had to change.
Yeah.
So that was like a very small change. Well, I wouldn't say very small, but that was the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So he lived with the disease until 2007.
Mm-hmm.
So 2007 he passed away, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't want this to be me.
Yes.
I don't want this to be my demise.
Yeah.
So that's when I started making more changes. I stopped eating red meat, stopped eating pork, and I started to like exercise and build a regimen, but it was kind of hard because I was still in high school.
Right.
So I just started making small changes, and then in 2008, I started like a little gym with my aunt. I would work out with her, but for real, it didn't start until like about 2010. I was already out of high school, so I had more time to do like get involved in the gym and all those stuff. So that's when it peaked, like it kicks off.
Okay, so basically you would say it kind of started from your dad being sick and the eating habits in the household started to change, and you don't really have too much input as a child.
No,
so.
You don't have too much input as a child, but children, they are like sponges. Like they soak up everything. So I was soaking up a lot, you know. So I'm like, okay, this is my daddy. He in his 40s, still relatively young.
Yes, I was going to say that is still very young.
So I'm just like,
what was he sick with?
Colon cancer.
Colon cancer, yes. Okay.
So I started to look at our lifestyle as a family, and I started to like look at ways I could do stuff differently. Cause I'm 29 now. I didn't want to get to that age. I don't want to get in my 40s and be like sick.
Or experience what he had to experience.
Or even like if it's hereditary, like if it's something in our blood, I want to do everything that's in my power to not end up like that. So I just became very self-aware. So Okay,
so you said 2010 is like when it started to crank up.
Right, because I was out of school. I started exploring like trainers and gyms and like working out. Like it was able to be my focus because high school coming down to like exams. And
you're distracted by so much other things, your friends, and then exams.
You can't really put your all into it. So in like 2010, that's when I started to put my all into it.
Okay, nice. All right. So, what was one of the hardest things you would say you had to experience watching your body transform? Like, what is one of the hardest things watching you come from one shell to another shell?
Believe it or not, the hardest thing was the response from people.
Really?
Yeah, that was the hardest thing.
I would think that would be like the best response because I didn't know you back then.
The hardest thing was the response from people. Okay, or maybe their response to me being excited about like watching myself transform.
Please break that down for me.
I would explain. Like, okay, so I started doing this. I am not a very like out there person. First things first. So I didn't make an announcement that, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going on this. I just did what I
just did it. You did feel.
And like you start to feel yourself. But I'm not a boastful person. Also. So like in feeling myself, I feel a way. But it's like the response from people is like, oh, she thinks she this now. She thinks she that now. And that was like a damper.
So you mean to tell me you had a lot of persons, basically as you started to feel yourself and like, okay, I'm like, people would start to like basically
showing off, or I was doing too much, or
I don't understand that because
I didn't understand it either, but some people can't comprehend watching you grow.
That is so true.
Some people I've always been very shy and reserved. So becoming this new person, like
it's a lot for them. It's too much for them sometimes.
Too much. And it's like I like the way I look. I like the way I feel.
You love the way
I want to express. Oh, she doing too much, or she used to be big. Why is she doing this? Or,
what?
Yes, girl. I've been through the.
So it's almost like they expect you to.
It's like once I developed a voice, people didn't like me the same anymore. Mind you, I had not changed, but people just didn't like me anymore. But
that's amazing because people who know you long time, you would think that they would be so supportive and encouraging you on this journey. But it sounds like.
But like you see what you call it, right? A journey.
Yeah.
It was indeed a journey.
And it's still a journey. It will always be a journey. That's people don't know.
It's always be a journey because I didn't do it for fast results.
Exactly.
This is my life.
It's a lifestyle.
I don't play about my lifestyle.
Yes.
When you watch someone you love deteriorate from something,
it affects you differently. Yeah. And I'm with you, girl. I'm so with you on that. So you would say, because the question was how was it? What was the hardest thing?
Yeah.
So I'm a bit disturbed to hear that.
So the hardest thing was like also like losing friends or your friends.
See, Myra, this is very disturbing to me because you talking about something. Yeah, this is basically your life changing. Like this is such a life changing, exciting moment.
Let me tell you how hard it was. I was in college COB.
Mm-hmm.
I had people start rumors that maybe I was sick.
Oh, come on.
I was plagued with some kind of disease because of the amount of weight I was losing. Like, to be honest, like really and truthfully, like my confidence, I had to build my confidence back.
Right.
The bigger me was much more confident than when I had initially lost the weight.
Myra, you blew in my. Honestly, I'm not even just saying this.
A freshman in college and people saying you have. I don't want to say this because it's so offensive, but like I have people starting rumors that I had AIDS.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff.
Just the
and
worst.
I'm just like even saying that out of my mouth.
Yeah, makes you feel away.
Why would you say something like that?
Yeah.
So it was bad. Like I had to build myself back up, and that's why today the woman I stand, you can't tell me nothing.
Who can shake that?
Nobody can shake this.
It's so crazy though, Myra, because.
But I'm thankful though. I'm thankful because it led me to be the woman I am today.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me nothing that I don't already know about myself. You can't make me feel no way.
Mm-hmm.
That's
the best place to be. And I'm sorry, I still stuck on the part about you losing friends after you lose weight and after you start feeling yourself. You would think your friends would encourage you, but like you say, some people don't like to see you evolve, especially like higher than them, or when they think it's more than them.
They have you as a crutch, you know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's something.
That's something.
Wow. They always want you a bit lower than them, never higher than them. Now, as long as you can stay under their arm, they're good. You really experienced that. Going through something that you started because you lost your father and you had to go through all of those things. People don't know your story.
Not only did I lose my father, you know, life is very tricky. So I lost my father in 2007. Mm-hmm. A year later, my mother got sick with another form of cancer.
Oh, wow.
So that drives me even more.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that.
They don't know your story.
I'm not the type of person to put my business out there. Like, no matter what come my way, I'm a warrior. I'm a fighter.
Yes.
But it's like, people don't know what you go through. And they just make these assumptions about you. So it's like, his death fueled me. Her getting sick, and I'm like 16, and I could be.
And you were so young.
I could be 16 out here with no parents at all.
Yes.
That fueled me even more. So even me knowing that I went through that, I don't let nobody faze me.
Myra. All right. Let's move to the next question. Okay, Myra. So, have you ever experienced any kind of? Firstly, what would you consider to be body shaming? Okay. And after you explain it, how would you explain an experience you may have had before with body shaming? To anyone who may not know what body shaming is, she's going to break it down a little bit for you.
So body shaming, to me, is like when you judge a person for what they look like, or they may not be the normal standard or average. So maybe they may be heavier and you judge them for being heavier. Maybe they may be smaller and you judge them for being smaller. So to me, that's what body shaming is.
That's exactly what body shaming is.
Right. I can't pinpoint a time when I was body shamed being bigger, because I'm pretty sure there was a lot of times being body shamed bigger, and probably body shamed myself.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But I do remember when I had lost weight, being much more smaller than that, because I don't know if people know, when you first lose weight, you lose weight very quickly. And like even like coming down to like a certain size, like you may want to stop, but because you have already developed a routine, it's like your body, you get small and then you put the weight back on.
Yeah, so it fluctuates.
Right, it fluctuates. So at a time where I was like very tiny, I remember being body shamed. People were saying how, she's so tiny, her head's so big, or like her body's so straight. I think somebody told me I look like a man.
What?
It was bad. It was bad.
People don't know how mean.
People are cruel, you know.
Yeah, they don't know how mean.
People are so cruel. So yeah, I definitely have been body shamed.
Directly?
On both ends of the spectrum. Not there. It's always indirectly.
Well, that's good.
People never step to you correct. No, let me not say not directly. So like I say, there was a time and a point where it was very tiny. And then I started like weightlifting and eating more. You know, when you start to learn about your body.
Yeah.
And I started to like gain weight. And then people was like, oh, you putting on weight again. Oh, you doing this
so
again.
You're too small, now you're too big.
Now you're too big, or like pick a side.
Right.
And I'm like, mind your business, first of all.
Too much in mind. Yes.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. I don't like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it happens. And it has happened.
But you never had anyone directly, because you know people can be very rude and very bold.
I was bullied before.
So you have experience bullying?
Yeah, I have. But to say, pick a certain encounter, I don't remember because it has been so much. I've experienced that a lot of times.
So let me ask you something. What do you do with bullying as a woman now, especially in a new shell? Like, does it still affect you?
It don't affect me no more. As a woman now, I could care less.
Okay.
I know who I am.
Yeah.
I know my purpose for being here. I know what I've been through, and nothing can faze me now.
What did that take though?
I have always been a soft person. Never been very vocal, outspoken. Never really been much to stand up for myself. I was always like, oh, I'm so scared, I'm so afraid, I'm so, you know. But I remember one time, I don't really remember what I was going through at the time, but I was talking to my mom, because she's like my best friend. And she was like, you know, Myra, like, why do you let people get to you like this? And she was like, you realize like how much of a fighter you are? And she just recollected on this time. She was 3 months pregnant with me, 3 months. And she was standing up in the kitchen and she was cooking and she started to bleed out. And they rushed her to the hospital because everybody,
you, right?
Right, everybody knew she was pregnant.
At 3 months.
At 3 months, very early, right? Everybody knew she was pregnant.
Yeah.
So she ended up having to go, and the doctors was like, "Well, you lost the baby." So they was like, they lost me. She was like, you lost me.
Okay. Who's sitting here right now?
Who's sitting here right now? 29 years later. They was like, you lost the baby. So my auntie was like, no, just check one more time. And my mommy is like, you was right there fighting. She's like, you've been a fighter all your life. She was like, do not let people get in your head.
Yes, girl.
She's like, you have a purpose and you are meant to be here.
Yeah.
From that day on, I never looked back. I don't care what you could say because you don't know me.
Yeah. You know, Myra, sometimes people may use that same story as cliche sometimes, but that is just a good reminder and a encouragement of purpose and why you're here, because from the womb, and I mean how much women experience, and for such an early time, 3 months, and
had it not been for my auntie in that room, I probably would have been scraped out like any other, you know. But from then, I'm like I have purpose.
Yes,
I have a reason to be here.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you think or why you feel I shouldn't be here or in this position.
Yeah.
Point of the matter is I am here.
I'm here.
And there's nothing that you can do about it. So I don't let
You let Myra preach it?
I don't let anything faze me right now. Anything.
Yes, Myra. Yes. So your mommy was that one, your backbone, to kind of reassure you.
She is everybody's backbone. She is.
Oh, she's just
I know
kind of
everybody is say this about their mother, but she is such a gem.
Yeah.
Even sometimes I watch and I'm be like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, but she's
just so sweet.
She's just an amazing person.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to mom.
Shout out to mom.
All right. So, I know obviously there are physical changes when you lose weight.
Right.
Obviously. But have there been any emotional, spiritual, mental changes in your weight loss journey?
Yeah. I feel like at a point in time, my confidence I had much more confidence back then.
You said that, and I'm still stuck on that.
Yeah, I had much more confidence back then because, okay, let me see how I could word this. When you're big, right? People would be like, oh, she's a pretty big girl. That's a nice big girl. You know, when you lose weight, how much, okay, a room of 20 people, right? It's 2+ size women in there.
Yeah.
They can stand out.
Yeah.
The minute one of those plus size women lose weight, she blend in with everybody else.
Yeah.
Now, what's gonna set you apart from the rest of those other 18 average looking women in there?
Yeah.
And to me, it was kind of a struggle because, like I said previously, I've never been a very vocal person. I've always been reserved, always been laid back. So it was for me like finding my niche or like standing up on my own 2 feet for myself. So it was like, it was very emotional. And I had to like look deep inside myself because I'm like, Myra, like, you was shy, but you wasn't this afraid. Like, why are you so afraid? And I suffered from social anxiety very badly.
Was it after when your journey started to weight loss that
It
started?
was.
The anxiety started after weight loss?
It was.
Wow.
Yeah. Trust me, it has been a journey.
Wow.
It was not easy. It's still not easy.
I guess I don't think I've ever, but actually I have sit down and spoke to persons who had their own personal weight loss journeys, and
Yeah, everybody's story different too.
it is, and I'm learning that as I speak to you, that everyone's story is different, because I have persons told me that, you know, they get more attention and they get more, you know, they just make it seem so positive.
You do get more attention, but are you ready to handle that attention? Have you dealt with past traumas and other stuff in order to deal with this new attention?
Yeah.
Because
you
for
wouldn't know how to
me,
receive it.
no, you don't know how to receive it. For me, like, I was never like, okay, I was always like the shy one, stand behind my friends or whatever, right? So, new girl, you stepping out, or you lose weight, you whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, even like, how do you receive this attention coming from men now? Cause
So since you brought that up, what's that been like since your journey?
it has been interesting to say the least. You have those ones who only wanna, she used to be like the big girl in high school. Let me see if she easy.
Oh,
girl, it has been.
So you're the ones who prey on the used to be big girl because they think
who think you're still that person or like.
No. And listen, not even that person. It's what they have in their own head.
Right. Or you have the ones who've like always seen you to be like a nice person and they want to see, and they not want to see, but they always know you to be a way and they still like that.
Right.
So it's that. It's a lot. It's a lot to say the least.
Would you say it's been easier or harder? Like,
it's not easier because, like I say, you look like everyone else now.
So
what else you have?
in.
You fit in. Like, what different do you have to offer?
Yeah.
And I must say that throughout every season of my life, no matter what chapter, like, my heart hasn't changed. I've always been a soft-hearted person, always been a nice person. Like,
don't change
not
that,
even to
Don't
boost myself up, but
to be honest,
you could get the shirt off my back. I wouldn't care because my riches, my glory, my honor, they don't come from like earthly beings. Like, I'm so connected spiritually. And like a lot of people wouldn't know that, or but it ain't up for y'all to know.
But guess what? It feels so good to be around. You even gotta know it. You could feel it.
You could feel it.
It feels.
It's
so
all
good
about
to
a
be
feeling,
around.
you know.
Yeah, it's only a feeling. It
It's
ain't
a
a
feeling.
conversation. It's just a pure vibe. So you would say that your life spiritually has enhanced.
Oh, definitely,
after
definitely.
that, yeah. I love that. Okay. So
I'm perfect now.
who is?
Yeah.
No one's perfect. And like I said earlier, like your journey it's never going to end. Your journey is a journey.
It's a lifelong journey.
You will never meet the finish line to this journey. That's why it's called a journey.
It is a journey.
Yeah, so every day
and
changes.
it's beautiful. Life is beautiful, you know.
Yes, it is.
It's beautiful.
Because life is ever changing. It's supposed to be. Yeah, so it's supposed to be something beautiful. All right, let's move to the next question. We're almost done. Sadly, we're almost
This
done.
has been so good, though.
What do you think is one of the leading factors to body image today? Like, where do you think this pressure comes from to be perfect? Because I made a podcast on this a few months ago, and it was called The Perfection Game, and I was just kind of talking about, I was venting because I don't feel like we have enough persons our age who talk about it, and we advocate for the wrong things sometimes, and I got some backlash on it because I was speaking some truths, and it probably came across the wrong way to some persons, but I know it's straight facts. I know sometimes when truth hits, it can hurt. When the truth hits home, it can hurt sometimes.
Because it's so raw.
Because it's so raw and it's so real. But I want to know, what do you think is, just one, because it's so many, what do you think is one of the pressures now to have this perfect body to be,
Hands down, social media.
Period!
Period, poo. And this is where I feel some type of way too.
I really, listen, before me and Myra get into this, like, I appreciate you so much for keeping it real before you do, because I know you about to, because a lot of people don't have the guts to, because of judgment, because of how people may look at them, because you're speaking up for something that's right. And I even experienced that my own self, and I had to check myself and say, Pia, like, when you're speaking the truth, sometimes it may shake some tables, because that's what the truth does.
Real is all I know, first of all.
Thank you very
real
much.
Is all I know.
Real is what you think on this platform.
I have to be real.
Yeah.
Social media. When I first started my journey, social media was not as significant as it is today. I started to post like little workout routines and something like that, but because it was not well received. It was so negative, or
What?
She thinks she better, or she doing this, or why is she always posting that, da 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 da. But watch how it flipped on me. Now we have all of these new age nutritionists, gym trainers, and all of this, right? They're getting all the glory in the world. But when it was my time, it was just like straight backlash.
It's so weird to me, because if I wanted to follow somebody who started like a fitness wear brand, or
everybody
like
thought I was being like
company,
conceited about
I
it.
would want them to be as authentic and as original as you, because I know you put in the physical, mental, emotional, physical work to get to this point where you are right now. I would want to.
If people really being real, like people who know me, they would say, but you know what? And I can't blame them. A lot of people are sometimes afraid to stand up for you because of conversations they had about you privately, or because they know they be in rooms with people who speak about you negatively,
Myra,
and they don't have the balls to stand. They don't have the balls to stand up for you. Trust me, I experience that on the daily. And you know what? I don't fault them for it.
You can't.
I can't fault you for it.
It's a personal conflict with self. It has nothing to do with you.
I can't fault you for not being able to stand up for yourself.
It's a conflict.
I can't fault you for how you allow other people to get over you, you know.
Yeah.
So that don't bother me. But it's just like,
okay, so for me, because I've always been a bit athletic, always my entire life. I always swam, I always run, always did something athletic.
Right.
Genes, hereditary, give me a little bit of curves. All of my family, everyone is just.
And the body is sitting, y'all.
And
it looks the same in person as it does on Instagram. It is sitting. It is sitting, y'all.
Thank you, babes. And it's something that I was always used to, because I always had it. It's not like I wanted to get this at a certain age for whatever. To be honest, when I was younger, I was insecure about my body, because I was always too shapely for my age.
Too shapely.
So as a child, it wasn't something that I loved.
And then I guess people shun you too, like,
yeah,
where this little girl going with all this party?
Exactly. And when
you know the society we live in.
Exactly, and it makes predators look at you, and that was something I was very aware of at a young age from family. Like, just be careful. You know, you don't want to look a certain way or whatever, and that prepared me as a child. So, okay, I saw a video the other day. It's very disturbing. It was on World Star, one of those social media takeover pages, and it was about like a 14-year-old talking about how she wants to get her body done when she's 18, and I literally felt sick to my stomach because
things like that too,
I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephews, and I have persons who have kids, who are my friends who have kids who are young, and that affected me as if I had a own child coming out myself, because how could a 14-year-old be talking about wanting to correct her body surgically? And that really, really disturbed me.
Children are like sponges. We have to be so careful what we say in front of them, what we allow them to see.
Yeah. You have to be. I was saying all that to say, like, basically my weight fluctuated my entire life. So I had moments where I was thin slick, you know, and then I had moments when I was like a little solid. And when I was to that solid point, because of society and because of how persons would view me, I felt so pressured, like, ooh, I gotta lose 10 pounds, because if I don't keep this super, super small waist and fatty, that means I ain't gonna get the kind of person recognition. It's a programming, because they have. It is very programming,
and you know what too? I believe that is every woman, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, I didn't realize it back then because I was bigger. Like, when you're bigger, you can't really see how much it fluctuates. But now at this age and like my body frame, I realize that the minute I get into like a strict diet, strict regimen, very small, no curves.
Yeah.
Now, like, I've had a lot of downtime with the gyms being closed or whatever. Like, I've allowed my body to do what it would do naturally. And I'm still like, I'm a bit thicker, more curvier in most places.
And you look great, Myra.
Thank you.
You look really good.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
But it's like, damn, like, I see what I always heard people say they fluctuate, but I've never really got to see it. Yeah. And I got to see it.
Yeah.
And it's like a beautiful thing
It is.
Women, we are so beautiful.
We
are so resilient.
Before we do anything to ourselves, we
are beautiful.
Yes,
like, we are really beautiful. Like, to see what your body could do naturally.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I wish more people could like appreciate themselves.
That's what bothers me because
I wish social media was not such a thing.
I wish it wasn't, and I wish we were. I can't say I wish, but if some of us came from stronger foundations.
Right. That's the thing. And it's not even, it's your mindset too though, because initially when I lost weight, I'm like, oh, my butt's so flat. I wish I could, you know.
Right.
Like, I've had thoughts about it, but then my mindset is like so much stronger. I was like, I would never want to like, sorry, I don't want to, for any one of you who likes surgery or who are into that kind of stuff, I don't want to like put negative thoughts in your head.
Before you even continue, Myra, this is not what this is about. This is not to bash anyone who has surgery.
I don't want to bash you.
This is not a bashment party on any kind of surgery, but this is about awareness and acknowledgement.
Right.
That's all it's about.
And I've always said, I don't want to die because of vanity.
Yeah.
I don't want to like, okay, I want to get my butt done. Yeah. And I die on somebody's table because I want a bigger butt.
And then see,
not because I needed this butt to walk.
That's my problem.
I needed this butt to sit down.
That's my problem right
now. It's vain.
It's pure
And then you
vanity.
leave your family to mourn because you want a bigger bongi. Because you're being vain.
It's pure vanity. And like, okay, watch this. What they don't talk about, because you have all of these women who talk about their BBLs, and yes, they do speak about some of their bad experiences and all of these other plastic surgery horror stories, but they don't acknowledge how many women die on those tables
And I've had someone I've
surgeries
known
and
personally die
you know
from
someone who
that.
died personally?
Mhm.
Wow.
She left behind 2 babies.
Wow. You see that? Like people don't want to have surgery for things they have to have surgery for. People don't want to get their gallstones removed. They don't want to have open heart surgery. Life-threatening.
People don't even want to go for their annual, and they want to lay up on somebody's table.
Yeah, and you know why? It's been normalized too much. It's been accepted too much. And I don't know how to be fake, Myra. I don't have a fake bone in me. And like I told you earlier today before we started filming, with the podcast, when I got the small backlash, it set me in a backseat a little bit. It didn't last long though, because I realized what my purpose was. I am not ever speaking to hurt anyone's feelings or to shun them, but I'm trying to help ladies who may have this in their mind, who thinking that you need to do this in order to be loved, accepted, valued. Sis, you don't have to do that.
And guess what? These men liking you anyway.
Let me tell
you come, okay?
You know what? We have some men come on another
No,
series.
for real, because when I was feeling insecure about like having a flat behind, being flat chested, like someone I was dating at the time, he's like, you know how silicone feel? He's like, that is cold. Like,
exactly.
You don't need that. Like,
see,
you are fine.
That's what also makes me like, I'm a very deep thinker, and I was born this way, and I'm so happy I was able to understand that this is just how the way God designed me.
Same. I overthink everything.
So I don't like to say overthink, but I just say deep think, because I like to look at it from a different perspective, because all around. Let's look at it full circle. So if you're a friend of mine and you come to me and say, Pia, I really want to get this done, be really good with your conversation, because my
friends don't even bring this foolishness to me.
I can't be fake about it. I really want to know, like, all right, if you come to me, you trust me with this. So I want to know, why do you want to do this? I want to know, is there any other alternative? Who are you doing this for? And do you understand the risk involved in this?
And that's what I tell people too. Remember me saying earlier that, okay, when you lose this weight, or like you come down, or you do your surgery, you look like everybody else.
Yeah, you blend in.
You blend in. You could blend in and feel the same way. Or like, when you blend in, what do you have to set you apart from everyone else?
Yeah.
Are you strong within yourself?
Yeah.
And it's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
It's mental, you know.
It's so real.
Because when you get this surgery, you look like all lot of Instagram models.
Everybody look exactly the same. Okay, so let me ask you a question, right? After everyone, and women, I challenge you to think about this. After you do this work to yourself, and you get that kind of attention coming to you now, I don't need you to be upset. I don't need you to be feeling, why everyone only coming after me for my body? I don't need you to feel that, because this is...
You haven't presented anything other than your body.
This is what you've worked on. See, Myra, you could work on any part of yourself you want. If Myra wants to elevate mentally, Myra's going to start reading different books. She's going to start taking different courses. You do different things to elevate yourself on that level. If Myra want a quick fix to elevate her body, then she's going to do that. My thing is purpose and motive. To each his own. If you do it because you just did it, because you have insecurities for whatever reason, and you feel better as a person, fine. But I will say this though. Remember, everything that you struggle with starts on the inside. So you fix it on the outside.
Trust me, it's a trigger to everything.
The work ain't done on the inside.
It's not.
So
it's not.
If you struggle with body image your entire life, and now you have a nice body, now you're getting the attention you always wanted, and you still feel empty. That's all I'm trying to say.
What's gonna happen when men only attracted to you for this body?
And see,
or they only want to know you for this body. They only want to take a ride on this body.
This is what happens, and I just need.
And it happens a lot, and that's why once you have people who have done these things, you see them being depressed, abusing drugs.
Yeah. All of these different
extreme cases, suicide.
Because they're so empty. And the thing is, I guess it takes a lot out of them to come out and say they're struggling.
I don't have a problem. If you want to get surgery, that's all on you. But make sure what is in here.
This is what I'm saying.
Is right.
If you choose, what I don't like is, and I just can call it a spade, it's a fad, right now. It's a fad, like a fad diet. It's a fad body.
This
People
body
doing it because
ain't
it's easy
making
to
you
get.
no money. And if it's making you money, it's in ways that's gonna hurt you in the long run.
Let me say this. If you are in the sex industry and you get enhancements, it is gonna work off and it's gonna pay off for you because that's the industry you in. Understand that sex does sell.
Right.
But what audience is sex selling?
But guess what? Even if that audience is for you, you know what someone told me? Nothing matters besides, you know, when you lay down in your bed, right? So you say your prayers or do whatever you do to make peace at night.
Yeah.
Those last few minutes before you close your eyes where you think about everything.
Yeah.
If you ain't right then,
Oh, darling.
you can always have a problem.
And that's the thing. So for me, I was, and this is me being so real, I was so heartbroken to see how much women, young women, was taking that trot and taking that way out. And it's like, why are y'all doing this? I genuinely want to know why. Because like I told you earlier, Myra, I know persons who did it because they actually had some insecurities from children and different things, so they wanted a little enhancement, whatever. I still say work it out naturally, do what you can do.
I say work it out naturally,
but I
too.
can't decide for nobody. Like,
You know what, too? And then initially when I lost weight, too, like, of course you losing weight, like, everything is not going to look automatically snatched or whatever. So before I really got into weightlifting, I had people talk about me too, saying, oh, she probably gonna have hella loose skin, or she probably gonna do this, and she probably gonna do that. But guess what? When I started getting in the gym, and I started lifting, and I see how much my body could change for myself, and I'm just like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
the thing is, though, Myra, what you talking about is from a place that most women don't even know. Like I said, you watch your body transform. You made the responsible decision to do this for your life.
My life.
You didn't gather up the money. You was working good. Hello, somebody. You could have gathered up the coins if you wanted to and take that easy route out. So all I'm saying is, whatever you do to yourself and to your life, make sure you
know the value of life.
Make sure and make sure you think about everything surrounding that before you do it. And if it's worth it, go ahead and do it.
If you still have these feelings that, hey, I want to do this, I need to do that, then by all means, go ahead. I encourage everybody to do what's going to make them happy.
All day, every day. Because I'm going to do it.
The end game is happiness.
Yes.
But I don't want you to do this and then you still feel away, or like you still insecure, or you still, you know? Like,
let me
once you're happy, that's all that matters. But if you're going to do something, put your body through stress and distress and still be unhappy, look at the real reason.
Look at the real reason.
And that's all.
A few years ago, because I was living in Atlanta for a few years.
Right.
And I was surrounded.
And that's like the capital.
Listen to me. I was surrounded by that.
Because all of the bodies I follow from Atlanta.
Exactly. So I was surrounded by that. And I was over there for almost 6 years of my life. And I was surrounded by all of that. And I even had a moment to myself where I was like, man, I feel like I have to get this done.
What done though?
Listen to me. This is what I'm saying to you.
The body is perfect.
Mind you, I know I have a little stuff going on, but when you struggling with your own self-acceptance,
you would find everything wrong with you,
you know. And when you're looking at the outside, and then when you only seek validation from the outside, you feel like the only thing to do to be liked and accepted and loved more is to do these things. I was almost in that circle. Like I was almost, I guess that's why it affects me so much. And it hurts me so much because I didn't need to do it.
Right.
I still didn't do it, but I'm saying I was almost at a point where I was like, I don't even want to know this.
Yeah.
You know what I kind of, because I was using it to my advantage. You see that? I was saying, you don't want to do it because
you know you already have this shape.
Exactly.
So let me just do this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me use it to my advantage. You no longer know. But it just never happened, and I'm so happy it didn't because
I'm happy it didn't either.
I realized, Myra, I had some work to do within my own self. Like, why am I struggling with acceptance?
You know what? And the quick fixes are these surgeries or are these temporary things that'll make you feel better. But if you don't work on the inside, you will always feel a lack thereof. You will always feel like there's something more that you need to do.
Yeah.
And that will always beat you and bother you until you look at what really needs to be done. Until you take an introspective look on the outside, that'll always haunt you. Always.
Sadly, though, a lot of people, especially in our culture, like just keeping it 100, don't realize that everything does start from the inside.
Everything does start from the inside.
Everything starts from the inside.
And it's a lot has to do with like the way some people are parented too, you know.
Yes, obviously.
And what your family puts onto you from onset. Yeah. All of that has a lot to do with it.
It does, because
and that's why I took the chance to like really look at myself, because I don't want to bring children up in this world like this.
So you was responsible enough to say, let me do the work on myself.
On myself, yeah.
Before I bring anybody else.
I've always been an overthinker. I've always thought way ahead of my time. Always been that kind of person. Yeah. I always think so far ahead.
I feel like that's an advantage though, because you're not naive to anything. That's what that means to me. That means you're always thinking about the end in mind.
Always.
And that's a good place to begin, with the end in mind.
Trust
so that's
me.
good. So yeah, Myra, I like I was telling you earlier, I did get some backlash on the race to perfection. And what kind of, I wouldn't say it hurt me, but like I say, it made me take a step back, because I love what I do. Yeah. Every other thing I do, I love to. I love everything I do. So I put my all into it. So I always say, Pia, be careful when you say certain things, because you don't want it to be, to come across a certain way. But at the end of the day, I speak from my heart only. I don't speak from nowhere else. So I don't know how to filter my heart.
And you know what? I feel like that's okay.
It is okay.
Once you lay down in your bed at night and you are okay with what Pia do, nothing else matters.
And see, that's what I had to, that's one thing I had to accept and work on. It doesn't have anything to do with you or you accepting
it don't matter what
it don't matter.
It don't matter what they think.
It doesn't matter.
If you okay with your maker and how you feel at the end of the night, that's all that matters.
It's all about you. Yeah.
It's all about you. It's a journey, like we've said so many times throughout this whole conversation. It's a journey.
Yeah, and it'll always be a journey. A never-ending journey. We're almost at the end, Myra. Yeah, so to anyone watching out there who, listen, I ain't gonna change your mind. I'm just one woman. I can't change your mind from doing nothing. But what I would tell you from a woman who was almost contemplating, and you too, almost contemplating the same thing, it's not worth it.
It's not.
It's not. Like, once I did my work, and once I started to figure out why I even wanted to go ahead and do those things to myself, everything started to make sense. Everything started to unravel. So all I say is, I challenge you to do your work first. Yeah. Do some self-searching first before you do it. Because it's always worse after you do it.
Let me tell you. Get you a piece of paper. Write your pros and your cons.
Listen.
And you weigh your options. And also, just remember one thing. Our maker, he don't make no mistakes.
He makes no mistakes.
He is the greatest artist.
And let me also tell you something.
Everything he does is perfect.
Let me tell you something. When you meet somebody who loves you and accepts you, firstly, you are that person. You have to love you and accept you first. It's you. But after you meet someone else after that, who's on that same train as you, they wouldn't want you to change a thing about yourself. No. Like, they're gonna admire and worship the ground you walk on. Literally. That's how it is. Don't think that you can make these changes because you can get a man who will take care of you, or you could be this housewife, or you can get more attention. You will get exactly what you're looking for when you do those things. Right. So crazy, because even with me, with this, and I don't even feel like I have no serious body. I just feel like I little curvy.
The body's serious, y'all.
No, but I hated the attention I would get though, Myra, at a certain point in my life.
No, you know why? I think you hated it too, because you don't know if it's genuine or not. You don't know if this guy, if he just want to sleep with you, or if he into you.
That was the only reason.
Or I feel like when you have a body or like you look good, you look a certain way. You don't know if people only coming on to you because of the way
because
you
of how you look, even if you
or because of they really
sexy.
If they really like what you have, what you possess on the inside.
You can't see here, so I know you don't know that. So
and then a lot of guys is clout chasers too. You post a little picture, you get one
I
couple hundred likes on Instagram.
Right,
you don't know if he only talking to you because if she posts a picture of me, I can get plenty likes.
Myra.
Or if he really likes who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Trust me, this is real.
No, it is
This
real.
is real.
You're absolutely right. Like I was to a point where I would be disgusted if I heard sexy.
Yeah.
Not that I don't think that I am a sexy woman, but it's like.
But you don't know the motive.
All I hear is sexy and this and that. Like all you doing is pointing out to me.
Yeah,
things
you can't
I
get
see.
You're not
myself every day.
You're
like,
not on the ground, man.
why does that make me want you? Like
Yeah.
when I look at myself, I tell myself these things every day in the mirror. Why do you think that you're going to add any other value? So ladies, all I'm saying is, what you sow, you will reap. Like anything else. Anything you sow, you will reap. When you do things, do with a good heart.
Yep.
Do with a motive. Not just ladies, men in general, men and women in general. When you do things, have a purpose and have a motive. Don't do it because you feel like you can get clout and you can
stand
whatever.
firm in what you believe.
And then also, because people don't do this, be prepared for what comes after you make these decisions. Don't be mad and people can talk to me all they want. No, babes. Like
my sis need the offering pan right now.
What you put out there, like people will respond to.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So just be very mindful and careful of that. You reap everything you sow. And like she said, introspection is a serious thing. Before you make these decisions to alter on the outside, remember, you only feel this way because it revolves on the inside.
Inside, yeah.
It don't revolve out here, it revolves inside here. So if you don't think about that and you make these things and you end up in something that it could be death, it could be a long term, all of these other things going on with your body. Because like you was talking about earlier too, Myra, I forgot her name. I think her name is Mrs. Fabulous on YouTube. She's very open about her.
Many of these YouTubers, they are so very open about it.
I know some of them being open just for clout.
But you know some of them who being open just to be real.
I've seen these ladies on YouTube crying from what they've experienced from their bodies, and then a lot of them always the same, Myra.
And then you have your implants rejecting your body, and you have
because it does not belong there.
Yeah,
your body was not created to house these things. So at some point,
this lady, I've been watching Time the Infamous. Maybe you know her, maybe you don't. I've been watching Time the Infamous.
No,
I've been watching her on YouTube for years.
I'm gonna go look for her.
She has had implants, right? And all of a sudden, like her body is she's getting sick. She's weak. She's having these like weird fumes come from her body, and she can't sit up. She can't do nothing. She could barely walk.
Wow.
All it is, she had silicone. I think she had silicone implants in her breast, and it was like a poison. Like her body was fighting off these implants. It does not belong in your body.
It's going to reject it.
It's really a thing. She had breast plant illness disorder.
Wow.
And she got them removed, and a lot of the stuff they started to heal, but it's like you've already done so much damage to your body, and
with the Miss Fabulous, and y'all go check out Miss Fabulous. Shout out to you, Miss Fabulous, if you see this. I'm giving you a whole free shout out, but it's worth it because I had to give her a like and a shout out when I saw it, because she was just talking about how her body wasn't even that bad, and she was only doing it because she wanted to appear on a certain level, and just she apparently she had her breast done and her butt done, and the doctor did something without her consent. They injected some fat within her legs and her thighs, so she has like almost like a cyst sitting in her thigh. And then she went to the doctor a few months ago to get it removed, and they told her, if you remove this, you may die. So now this is something now she has to live with for the rest of her life. Pure vanity. Is it worth it? That's all I want.
Guess what? This body, this dust, this can pass. This too shall pass.
This is what I'm saying.
And guess what? That is a surgery. You know how much complications go on happen like on a regular surgery? Imagine you doing a cosmetic surgery.
A cosmetic, so something you don't even need.
I hate to like get so personal.
Be personal though, please.
But I just want y'all to see like how serious surgeries are.
Yeah.
My mom, like I said, she was sick, right? So she had a surgery, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but her surgeon left something in her, right? So you're going through all of these years, like your body rejecting this foreign matter because it doesn't belong there.
Yeah.
Imagine you putting a foreign matter in your body. Imagine how much your body is going to break down and deteriorate because this object does not belong there. And I know that we want to look good, or like we still young, we want to feel sexy, feel vibrant, feel this.
Yeah.
You could find those things in other ways. Like you don't have to like damage yourself. You don't have to invade yourself. Like, do the work.
And you know what I heard someone say the other day? And I just thought this was so ignorant of her to say. And she tweeted this. She was saying something about, it's a BBL, so I'm just getting, you know, some fat transferred from one place to the next. But I say these girls don't know, because if you do your research and you really like try to understand what's going on.
Fat is like a foreign object.
Fat can't survive on every part of your body.
Right.
So the fat in your stomach may not be able to survive in your hips. And they don't understand it, so they think this is so much easier and non-invasive, less invasive, sorry, and not as critical because this is just the fat in my body being transferred from point A to point B. But that's not the case. I always reference K. Michelle's situation.
Yeah.
And
she has been very open and very transparent.
Open about it.
Transparent.
And I thought
and
that,
people get on her, but
she's
she's so real to me.
I love
her.
No one
real.
is perfect.
She is imperfect. And
you and I aren't perfect.
And she has said that countless of times, but I feel like she is doing her part and making women see that, hey, this is not the correct way. This is not the right answer.
She always
has been very, very transparent in her journey. So look at people like her.
Yeah, that's what I say. She's been very open, and she has not kept anything
a secret
about what she was dealing with. And I can respect anyone who keeping it real like that. And I thought that was going to lessen the amount of women that did it, but it increased because we have
why? Because of Instagram, and people believe that Instagram is real life. Instagram is a drug. Instagram is a drug. Facebook is a drug. Snapchat.
And
I'm gonna be very honest. There was a time when I thought that, hey, likes on Instagram validate you. If I look like this on Instagram,
I thought that.
Right,
I
but it's like, thank God that I had the brains to know that this ain't it. This ain't it. I could close this app and be okay with my life.
Yeah.
And it saddens me that a lot of people cannot do that.
Because, okay, what I realize is though with that, because I could say that was my experience, because you live your reality through that. So you try to fuse that false reality and your own reality, because you're trying to run away from whatever you're dealing with.
Right.
And you're trying to merge the two together. So you have a perfect life.
Yeah.
That didn't last long for me. It didn't, and it's not going to last long for anybody.
No.
Truth be told. All right, we have one more question.
I wish I could talk all day. This has been like so enlightening.
It really has, and guys,
it's so good to have like a real conversation.
A real journey, and
like no holds barred.
It ain't to attack nobody.
No.
It's never an attack, but like I said,
I don't know how it's looking on camera, but this is like a genuine
because we're having a genuine conversation. So
like this, my homegirl right now.
Yeah, we forgetting the camera's in here, but at the same time, like. Because, people could be so sensitive sometimes, and I understand that depending on whatever you ever been through in your life, you could be sensitive. But this is not an attack on anybody.
From the bottom of my heart, this is not an attack on anyone. I just being real.
And at the end of the day, Myra, like I said to you earlier, some truths hurt. And that's one thing.
And they only hurt because, like I said, you haven't done the work inside.
It only hurts when it hits here.
Yeah.
When it hits your heart, it has hurt you because it don't hurt you and it don't affect you. It's like I don't fall under that umbrella, so that don't bother me.
Yep.
But ladies, we try to encourage y'all to be more open-hearted with your own self and look at your situation, look at your heart, look at your decisions, and try to navigate why you do what you do, because too many women, too much young women going on these tables.
You know how I look at it?
Doing these things, Myra, and that's so disturbing.
I look at it now like, okay, Myra, you up the age, you want to have kids or whatever. What would you tell your daughter? I'm not telling my daughter to go sit on no table to do X,
But guess
Y,
what?
and Z.
That's good, because that brings us to our last question.
Okay,
all right?
What's the question?
So, Myra, the last question, because he was already starting to talk about it.
what is something you would say to someone, whether they are 13 or 60, struggling with body image or any kind of insecurity with their body? What would you tell them? How would you encourage them in order to on their own journey, and the way you did it, because you did it the right way, you did it the safe way, you did it the way where I love the way you did it before you answer, because this helped you get closer to your own self. You got closer to yourself, you grew spiritually, mentally, emotionally, you grew, and obviously, physically, I mean, obviously, but the physical symptoms,
it's nothing compared to the
emotional,
joy
spiritual,
and
all that. Yes. So what would you tell somebody, because you are one who did it the right way?
Right.
What is something you would tell someone who maybe don't know the first step to get there, or who was on that journey but feeling a little defeated sometimes? What would you say to them?
First things first, you're beautiful.
Yes.
And you are so worth it.
Yes.
And you are worth more than a couple hundred likes or like somebody's comfort for the night.
Yes.
I just want to encourage you to think about it long term and look on the inside. Look at what really makes you happy. Think about why you want to do this. Think about long term. Think about the people who actually love you and care for you. Like, do you want to risk them losing you just for vanity or like temporary gain? Like, you're so much beautiful. You're so much more. Like, I see more in you than what you see in yourself.
Yes.
And I just want you to like know that you are worth it. Know that you have someone out there who loves you so much. Like your maker, like he loves you,
and he made
you so
mistake.
Perfect, and he made no mistakes when he made you.
None.
And if you want to improve yourself, please do it in the right way. And if you feel like surgery is your only option, I want you to just be as cautious and careful as you can. Do all of your research. Make sure that you're still doing the work. Make sure that your body is healthy and able to handle these surgeries. I just wanted you to think about it, all aspects. And again, I just want you to know that you are so beautiful and so worth it. Yes. And that's all I have to say. From my lips to your ears to God's ears, you are perfect.
Yes. I don't have nothing else to say on top of that, because you said that perfectly.
Thank you.
You know what? We don't hear it enough though.
No.
That's why.
We don't.
That's why we do what we do. We don't hear, be beautiful, and you are perfect. The way you are, Myra. Don't change nothing. We don't hear those things.
Listen,
but we gotta tell ourselves those stuff.
Yes, trust me.
You gotta tell
everything that you are not makes you everything that you are.
Absolutely. Yes. So, I hope that you were able to gain something from this episode, because we are just two strong Black women who love on themselves right now. Trying to encourage you to love on yourself. It ain't easy.
And if you have young daughters, love on them. Young sons,
tell
love
them they are
on
beautiful,
them.
please.
Tell them.
Because you know why? Someone else is going to tell them they're beautiful, and they're going to tell them in another light, and then they're going to fall into that. So you be the one to reassure that in your households or within your little girls, wherever they may be, or your sons,
as authentic as you can be.
Look them in their eyes and tell them that. It may sound whatever, and you may not have the capacity to do it, but try to do it. You don't know how you may change that little girl, that little boy life, and you tell them.
And you may not have been raised in that way, but right now we at the age we breaking generational curses.
No, we have
to. Tell these babies you love them. Tell these babies they perfect. Tell these babies they are intelligent. Love on them. You could save them so much headache. You could save someone else's kids so much headache. Like, please just love on your babies, please.
I don't know, Myra, come from the day, honestly. No, but that's so true. Myra, thank you so much for
thank you so much for having me.
This was such a great conversation.
It was amazing.
And like I said, this is me and Myra's first time actually sitting down having a conversation.
And it feels like I've known her for years.
For 10 years. And I mean, now you're stuck in my life now, so I don't know what you could do. Figure it out, find your bed, pick your room, whatever, but you stuck here.
I'm here to stay.
Myra, you are beautiful.
Thank
you are a gem. I see your heart. All I see is your heart, and I thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I
So,
appreciate it.
Once again, let everyone know where they can find you before we close out the show. All of your many businesses. Please.
Okay, so YouTube, Myra Sade, my personal Instagram at myrasade.xo, cosmetics at at Rouge Rum, athletic line at Sculpt and Slay, and for the holiday seasons, if you want those ornaments, hit me up at Scripts by Sade. And thank you so much.
Awesome. So guys, this is not the first and last time y'all saw Myra. Myra will definitely be back on this platform.
I'm coming back, and she's going to be on my channel too.
Awesome. So y'all make sure to follow her. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening. And this was the Cleareview, where everything starts and ends with you. Thank you so much. We'll be back next week with another episode.
Bye, guys.
Love and light, everyone. My name is Piaget, and welcome to the Cleareview. Episodes come out each and every Friday. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. The handles will be somewhere on the screen. This is the Clearview, where everything starts and ends with you. If you would like to advertise your business or your platform, be sure to email us at theclearview242@gmail.com.